Hey guys, Violet here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make chocolate chip cookies. This is a very simple and easy recipe that you can use anytime, holidays, or just for whenever. What you're going to need are your eggs. You're going to need 2 large ones. You're also going to need your sugars. You're going to need brown sugar, white sugar, and also vanilla extract. You'll also need a package of the Toll House chocolate chip morsels or any other kind, just one package, more depending on if you want to have more chocolate. And then optional, you can add in chopped nuts of your choice, usually walnuts or pecans. And then you'll also need your flour, your salt, and your baking soda. Now I've got the actual the recipe is going to be down below in the description with the exact ingredient amount, so just take a look at that to see how much exactly. I've already portioned out everything, and you also need 2 sticks of butter, which I've already got in the mixer. So you need to make sure that that's softened. So I can't remember if I said to preheat your oven, but preheat your oven to 375 degrees. And then you'll also need, of course, your baking sheets. So before we get started, please make sure you hit subscribe above, like this video, and please share it with your friends. And of course, leave a comment in the section below, and I'll of course read those. So if there's something that you want me to prepare for you in the upcoming weeks, just simply put it down in the comment section below. It can be anything you want. Like I did ranch chicken for somebody. They had said try doing ranch chicken. Another suggestion I had seen we'll be doing next week. So, well, probably more like 2 weeks, but we will be getting around to it. And I do these, and I do read the comments, and I really appreciate you guys for subscribing and for sharing and hitting like on all the videos. So thank you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the stand mixer, and I'll show you guys how to mix all the ingredients together. Okay, for the first step, what we're going to do is we are going to beat the butter, the granulated sugar with the brown sugar and the vanilla extract in our large bowl, and we want to mix that until it's creamy. So we'll put all of our sugar and the vanilla extract in with the butter. And then we're going to mix this on medium. Go ahead and scrape down the sides of your bowl just to help incorporate everything and to make sure everything is mixed well. Make sure that it is the creamy texture. And you can do this frequently throughout. I recommend you doing it just to make sure you don't have any lumps and to make sure everything is smooth. Okay, it's been a few seconds and everything is creamed well together. So the next step is what you're going to do is you can do it while the machine is on, but I turned it off so you guys could hear me better. But you're going to incorporate each of the eggs 1 egg at a time until it's well incorporated. So we'll turn it back on medium. And you don't have to have it while it's running, but I think it's easier. So we're going to put 1 egg in at a time. Like I said before, go ahead and scrape down the sides, and we got to make sure that this is all mixed well before we add in our flour mixture. The last stage is we're going to add in the flour mixture like I had said before. The flour mixture consists of the flour, the salt, and the baking soda sifted together. So we'll just add this in into our bowl. And then we'll mix this on medium until well incorporated. I'm going to scrape down the sides again. I don't want to have any pockets of flour or salt. Make sure everything is mixed in super well. Because otherwise it's just not going to taste good. And who wants to eat a bad tasting cookie? I mean, really, it's just silly. So we're going to mix that again for a few more seconds. Make sure it's well incorporated. Now that it's all creamed together, we're going to add in the chocolate chip morsels. We'll mix that real quick and then we'll start putting it onto the baking sheet. Okay, so it's all mixed together, and as tempting as this looks, try not to actually eat the cookie dough. I do not recommend it since you do put in 2 raw eggs. If you do happen to sample some of the raw cookie dough, that's at your own risk. So just try to wait until it's cooked, and then you can have a freshly baked cookie. So let's go over to the baking sheets and then we'll finish this up. Okay guys, so there's different variations that you can cook your cookies. I'm going to be doing the sheet pan method. There's also another type of pan where you're going to spread it out and you'll make cookie dough bars, and then you've also got the kind where you can freeze it and chunk it off and divide it into little squares like you would buy at the store where they come in little blocks, and yeah. So anyways, we're going to do it this way because it's better and more conventional. Now I've got one of these cookie scoops here, and if you don't have one of these, you can use a regular tablespoon or whichever. This comes out to be the perfect size for what you need. It's a great for serving size that where you're having a small amount and you're not having too much and overindulging. So I have this. I went to culinary school, so I have all these gadgets. I'm a collector of gadgets, I guess you could say. And so we're going to scoop these in. I'm going to have 3 across and 4 down on all my pans, and we'll just rotate them out until they're finished. And I'll show you on the spacing. It's about 1 inch or 2 apart. They don't spread out that far. It's my favorite recipe. What's great about the Toll House recipe is that if you don't have your recipe with you, you can just grab up the bag of the Toll House morsels and it tells you on the back what you need because the recipe is on there. So it's very versatile. It really is the best in my opinion. I've tried other cookie dough recipes and this one so far seems to be a tried and true method. So we're going to put them out onto these pans and then we'll cook them. So as you can see, my spacing isn't perfect, but you're going to have them just mounted onto your sheet pan, and then you'll bake them for 9 to 10 minutes or until they're golden brown. After which you'll cool them on your baking sheet for about 2 minutes, and then remove them to a wire rack to cool completely. When they're on the pan, they continue cooking, which is why you want to remove them to a wire rack if you have one. If you don't have one, you can buy wire racks at dollar stores, so they're not expensive at all. And if you don't want to do it this way, the other variations I was telling you about, like the pan cookie variation, what you would do is you would grease a 15 by 10 inch jelly roll pan, and then you'll prepare the dough as I had already done, and you're going to spread that into the prepared pan, and then you'll bake that for 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. And then after that, you would cool it in a pan on a wire rack, and that makes about 4 dozen bars. Or you can do it the other way where you slice it and bake it. So you would prepare the dough like we did earlier, and you divide it in half and wrap it in wax paper and refrigerate it for about an hour or until it's firm. And then you would shape each half into a 15-inch long log, and then you'd wrap it in wax paper and refrigerate for another 30 minutes. And then you'd preheat your oven, and you'd cut all of them into half-inch thick slices, place them onto the baking sheets, and then bake them 8 to 10 minutes or until golden brown, and then continue cooling for the 2 minutes. Well, anyways, this does the this makes about 5 dozen cookies, maybe. Yeah, this makes about 5 dozen cookies. It's supposed to make a 60, so pretty easy. It's a famous classic American cookie. And so we're going to bake these, and since I did it the more traditional method, we're going to bake it for 9 to 10 minutes. So, well, 9 to 11 minutes. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I might have given you guys too many directions. So, put these in the oven, and then we'll come back in 9 to 11 minutes. So here are the nice golden brown cookies. And they're going to sit on this pan for about 2 minutes to cool down, and then I will transfer them to a wire rack, and then they'll be finished. Hey guys, so this will conclude my show. I have my cookies cooling, and I'm going to put them onto a wire rack in just a minute. Please remember, try really hard. I know it's really difficult, to not eat the cookie dough, but because it does have raw eggs in it, I would really wish that you guys wouldn't eat it, because you guys might get salmonella poisoning. So try really hard to resist that temptation. It's going to feel and taste so much better when the cookies are done. What I like to do with my chocolate chip cookies when they're fresh out of the oven is to scoop up some vanilla ice cream and put them instantly on top of the ice cream while they're still molten hot, and they kind of just melt over the cookie and the ice cream, and it just tastes so good. And I prefer the natural vanilla bean by Bluebell, just because I'm Southern and we have Bluebell, and it's an amazing gift from God that we have Bluebell. So that pretty much is it. Make sure you hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe. Like this video. Share it on Facebook. Have your friends share it. It's a very simple recipe. I've got more to come. Since it's October, I'm going to be making my very famous pumpkin cookies that I always get orders from. All of my friends and family just love these things, and I'm always constantly making batches and batches and batches, and it's like an all-day progress just to make pumpkin cookies for all of my loved ones. So I want to show you guys how to make that. So nobody really gets to see me do it, and so now you guys will be able to do that, and that'll be in the following weeks to come. Next week I'm going to be making a lemon salmon. I had somebody ask me to please, they were begging me, please make my salmon that I always make. It's a lemon with lemon pepper. I don't have a recipe on it, but I'll try to write down exactly what I put in it. So it's absolutely delicious. It's favorite. I make it well amounts of it so I can share to other people. So I guess that's about it. So please leave a comment in the section below with a recipe that you would like to see featured in the weeks to come. Like I said before, hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the like on the video. If you haven't already, you should. Awesome video. And please share it so we can get more subscribers, so more people can see my wonderful recipes that I'd like to share to you guys. So, see you next week.